is up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We are here with Cheryl Miller, which let's back up for a second. So Kayla made a goal for 2022 because when I started this podcast, I kind of just threw it up because it was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm going to do a podcast because just for kicks and giggles, right? But then the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to I want this channel to be all about women who are just kicking butt at life, right? And so I made a goal this year and I made a whole list of women that I know that I feel like are kicking butt at life. And so Chyrelle was so nice to jump on here and be the first victim of this series, that are going to be sprinkled throughout the year. And so, Chyrelle, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, if you can't hear, I am a mother of twins, and they're trying to get in the room right now.
How old are they again?
Almost 3.
So you have twins?
Yes.
Girl?
Yes. We have Max and Aniston, and they will be 3 in March. So we're at a really fun age right now.
That's crazy to me because I feel like they were just born.
Honestly. Oh, I know.
But
it goes by quickly.
Yes, too quickly. So you're a mom. That's that's number one. What else? Because kind of like you also coach women in your own way, right?
Yeah, so I am also a certified health coach and nutrition coach. I've been coaching CrossFit, I'm a level 2 trainer, been doing that for almost 8 years. And so currently what I'm doing, I'm coaching a couple classes at a local CrossFit gym, Maltese CrossFit. Mm-hmm. So that's where I coach classes. And then I have a 6-week boot camp going on right now. And so it's for women only. So it just we bring in the fitness, but also the nutrition part to it and mindset. So that's what the camp is all about. And I'm coaching that. We're 2 weeks in. And so, yeah. And then I'll run nutrition challenges through the gym as well. So.
And you do that at the gym? You said you do it in the gym?
Yes, at Maltese CrossFit. Yeah. So at the CrossFit gym.
What do you feel like? So you've been doing this a while. So you've been coaching to some degree for 8 years now. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing the whole nutrition mindset, all that stuff?
Well, I was a massage therapist prior to that. So been doing that, since 2004. Mm-hmm. Towards the end of that, that's when I started going to doing personal training. I was doing CrossFit as a hobby. And I just knew that the massage career was coming to an end, and I needed to find something that would still fill my cup as far as I just nurturing and helping others with their health and life. And so I went that direction. And so the nutrition part actually kind of fell into play over the last year. So probably about 12 months. I've always done through the different CrossFit gyms that I've worked at and been at, I've ran their nutrition programs, nutrition challenges, just doing 30-day challenges with them. But it wasn't until I became a mom and things just were tougher for me that I hired my first nutrition coach. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's my first one, but the one that really helped make an impact and really helped me understand nutrition and the importance of it. And so that was last December. And it was literally within a couple months, that month, I was like, this is the missing piece to my coaching. And so that's when I went in and began my nutrition certification. And yeah, so it's been about a year journey in that direction. I've been with Soul Naturals, and so, which you're familiar with. And so gut health played a huge part in my postpartum. And now I actually went through 9 years of infertility and went through 2 rounds of IVF and plenty more infertility treatments prior to that. So there's a lot of synthetic hormones that have been taken, in my body. And so I'm sure it's done its number on me. And so I I began having some kidney issues, and I really depended on herbal supplementation to help heal that and support that. And as well as like, so it's kind of just been like the full circle of like everything that my body needed, from moving my body to nutrition to taking care of your mindset. I mean, especially as a mom, I think it's been the hardest thing. You asked me some of these questions earlier. I think the thing that comes to me is like, what am I doing right now that's putting me first and taking care of my health as a mom? Because so I had a nanny for probably like a good part of the last 2 years. And she left me a few months ago. It was time for her to move on to a better job for her and her growth. And as much as like I knew she needed it and was so supportive of it, I was like devastated. Like, how am I going to function without the help of someone helping me with my kids? I'm an older mom. I'm 41 and my kids will be 3. So I had kids much later in life, and it's been tough to keep up with them and find the joy in being a mom. And, I think a lot of mom guilt comes in because I went through infertility treatment to get them here. And it's like, oh, I should love this phase of life. But it's been hard to find that because I've literally put myself last and just taking care of everything else, the house, the chores, my husband, my kids, my dogs, like all those things come first. And then it's like, I'm so tired, I can't take care of myself, and then, so going through losing my nanny, I was like, I felt sorry for myself. I was like, can't do anything now. Like my dreams are gone of all, and I finally was like, come on, suck it up. There's so many moms out there that are doing the dang thing. And there's single moms. Like I have a husband, he just works a lot and he's gone a lot, but I have that support. And so it kind of took like feeling sorry for myself, getting to like, I guess you call my little rock bottom. And finally it's like, what's important to you? Like, I started gaining fat and weight, and I felt, depression, anxiety, all those things were starting to come back, and it was time. And so I just made that, I made the change. First of all, have you read the book Atomic Habits?
I love that.
Yeah. So there's a part in there when he's talking about changing your haves to get to, and like, I don't have to be their mom. I don't have to get up with them in the morning. I don't have to do these things for them. I get to.
Right.
And if you can just change that mindset, it's, even though you still have to do those things, but if you change it into like, I get to do this, just changing the energy of that statement can just change it, everything, including the energy of how I felt about things. And when my daughter's an early riser, so we've been up since 6 a.m. I've been up, but she's been joining me, and she's busy. I mean, it's she wakes up, it's time to dance and party and make breakfast, and it's go, 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 which was really hard for me in the beginning because I'm like, this is my time. I need this time to myself. And I'd be bitter and upset. So changing that and saying, I get to be with her. She's such a joy. But like trying to actually like, oh, I'm lucky. I get to have such a morning person who is ready to go and full of personality and whatnot. So just changing that helped a lot. And it's just, it's like, okay, it's time. Like there really is no one I feel like I can depend on other than myself. And if I want things to happen for me, it's time. Like you have to make it happen. Like, so I began making the things that I do on a daily basis, like which we know, and I've talked about this not too long ago, is what we do every day is a priority. You make it a priority if you do it every day. And so I just started changing those priorities and adding in things that were going to help me to achieve my goals. I'm a coach, but I have coaches.
I think most coaches know they need their own coaches, right?
Yeah.
Is that a struggle? Like everything that you just talked about, right? So putting yourself on the back burner, everything else comes before you. Kind of feeling sorry for yourself, right? Having a pity party. Do you feel like have you seen that as a common struggle, like among your clients and among the women that you've worked with?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't think people vocalize it as like, I'm feeling sorry for myself, but I'm a very
Right.
honest person. And let's be honest, like, and I felt like it came down to me being honest with myself before I could move forward. But I think that it's actually a lot of mom guilt, that if I'm investing in myself, I'm taking away from my kids. And actually what I have found is that if I can actually put myself first, take care of me, even if it's like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, you know, and it adds up, like little bits add up, then I feel more recharged, so I can actually give them a better mom. And so that is where I've noticed, I'm like, okay, I shouldn't feel guilty for getting my workout in and, you know, taking care of me, because I am a better mom. I have more patience. I'm not as frustrated and
everything.
Yeah. And I feel like my marriage is better, and not that it was struggling by any means, but it definitely should be one of the top priorities. And I just feel like it sometimes, like the husband gets moved clear back to the back. He comes after the kids and after the dogs because they're incapable of really taking care of themselves. So they really depend on me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. But if I can put myself first and work on that, then, and so that's what I see. I don't think that I think it's really hard to admit that. But I think that's what people feel, and that's what they're like, oh, I feel guilty, but at the same time, it's really hard when we're in our comfort zone, and it's so easy to sit on the couch and not get up and do something and just scroll social media and get stuck and sucked in. And sometimes it really is hard to like get out of that and sit up, and, you know, because motivation is not always there. So it can be really hard to find that motivation to make the change.
Yeah. Well, it's just easier not to, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Was there like an event or something that happened that kind of supercharged you to get going again? Or what do you think was it just hitting rock bottom? Or what was the thing that was like, oh, I need to make a change?
Yeah, I think for me, I feel like it was kind of my rock bottom. And it hit, and I'm also noticing the pattern because it was this time, well, actually, let's go back a couple months. So late fall, my dad passed away the year before. And so going through that and just the couple months following it, I felt like I hit a rock bottom. And that point, I mean, life is all about cycles. And so I think that there is a pattern for me specifically, or personally, like when wintertime is, we don't get out as much. And so I'm sure some seasonal depression probably plays a role with that, as I look back in the patterns of my life. So I'm able to recognize those patterns. And so, yeah, for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my clothes barely fit me anymore, and I'm really uncomfortable in them, and I'm just disgusted with myself. And so, yeah, I kind of hit that again. And so, you know, it was like, it's time to make a change. And that's kind of what gets me fired up. But I'm a kind of person that I like accountability. Even though I'm a coach and people are accountable to me, I still need someone to be accountable. That's just the personality I have. If I have a coach that I'm checking in with every week, then I'm like, oh, okay, well, it just helps you to like think twice about doing something or not doing something. And so it just helps to build that discipline, and for me, it keeps me on track, and I need it.
Yeah. What do you feel like anybody listening, maybe they're not at rock bottom, maybe they're considering changing their life, or they're feeling the same way that you have felt and I have felt, right? What would you tell them? Like, what do you feel like would make the difference for them to get started? Or what's like the simplest thing they could start that could move their momentum forward, in your opinion?
Well, I was going to say, everybody's rock bottom is different. Because I mean, let's be honest, like, was I really at like what my rock bottom is compared to someone else's rock bottom, right? Like, I really have health issues. I just am like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not loving the way, mine was more mental state. I didn't love the way I was reacting, and just didn't love that I didn't have energy and stuff. So let's just like, there's that. So if you're just not loving like where you're at right now, that's it. You don't have to hit rock bottom to decide it's time to make a change. The simplest things you can do, first of all, what is it that you want to achieve? Like, make a goal, but be specific with it. Is it weight loss? And like, give yourself a timeline, like in 3 months, like, this is what I want to achieve. And then like, what are the steps you want to take? So just actually, first of all, just sitting down and writing it down is a great step in the right direction. I mean, you can then move it forward of like planning out your week, like, okay, and put those little tasks, the actions that you plan on doing that would help you to get to that goal. Like, so that would be something that's so simple. It takes 10 minutes to sit down and write that out. And sometimes that right there can kind of get you a little motivated, but to actually make action steps, simple things. First thing in the morning, get up, drink some water, 10 ounces of water before anything. That's going to be a great way to start your day, and like trying to drink more water in your day. Start it right off the bat instead of saving it all for the end of the day. If you're like, okay, I'm gonna drink more water, like ration out to the day to start your day that way. Even if you're a coffee drinker, get that water in first. And those that want to go to the gym, like sometimes that's a scary thing, but you can walk, move your body. And so right now what I'm doing is I am doing 30 minutes of walking every day. And if that means like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, or if I can get the full 30 minutes in. So I've bumped up my steps and just kind of increasing that. So just simple things. You can walk at home. I have one of my clients who doesn't have a treadmill. She has a little boy, and there's a lot of snow here right now. So I just told her, I said, set your alarm every hour on the hour. Have a little loop you do in your apartment and get up and do 5 loops. Walk down the hallway, back and forth, even simple things like that, just to start moving your body. And then add more vegetables. Not necessarily, you don't have to just jump in and eliminate everything out of your diet. Sometimes it's just adding something in, and you just start adding good things into your life. The things that don't support good health start to fizzle out. So those are just a few simple things. Take the time, and I gave this advice to my sisters this morning, is even it's 5 minutes, take time, 5 minutes for yourself. Turn off all noise, sit there, focus on your breathing. When stress starts to enter in, like, oh, I got to do this today, like shut it off, push it away, try and reconnect with just breathing, and just start with like just a few minutes to 5 minutes a day. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, like that will add up over a week. So I don't know, there's a few simple things that you can literally do on your own.
I love that, because a lot of people, when they are feeling like they need to make a change, so like New Year's resolutions, right? We just had January, the New Year started, and I actually made a video about this, but everybody, they want to change like all 18 things starting tomorrow, Yeah. And I love that everything you said was, you don't need anything to do any of those things, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all have access to water, so we can all just 10 ounces of water a day.
Yeah.
And we can all, you can start just moving more, 5 minutes here and there, whatever that looks like to you. But you don't have to go work out 6 days a week at a gym that you've never been to. You don't have to eliminate all carbs and sugars and pizza and ice cream from your life forever. It's just adding new things.
Yeah.
And then you only have so much room for things, so automatically the bad stuff starts falling off.
Yeah. It's really being honest with where you're at and just making small changes. If it's slowly increasing water, like maybe you only drink 60 ounces a day. Today, let's go for 70. Let's get 70 ounces in for a few days, and then let's go to 80. I think that there's so many of us too, and I've been guilty of it, is that all or none mindset, where if I can't go balls to the wall, then I'm not doing it all, because it's not going to work. And so we just sit back and just like continue being miserable. Where really just even a little bit of a movement, like not necessarily like movement, like moving your body, but any kind of action and that can improve health in any direction is going to improve you just a little bit every day. So yeah, just baby steps.
I like that. Well, and I think there's somebody that said 90% compliance to something is better, or to a not so perfect plan, right? So like, let's say you're only going to work out 3 days a week and not 6, or, you know, whatever, like your baby steps, you know, if it's something that you can be 90% compliant with, that's way better than being 40% compliant to the perfect plan.
Right.
You know, so
yeah, I think the perfect isn't really sustainable.
Mm-mm.
And so just to be consistent.
Whatever you can be the most consistent with.
Yeah.
Love it. Well,
For
thanks
sure.
for taking some time, Chyrelle.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words you want to share with anybody, like anything they should know about you, anything that any Facebook group or page they should follow to get to know you a little bit more?
Right now it's just Cheryl Miller time, Miller time.
Cheryl Miller time on Instagram.
Yep, and Cheryl Miller on Facebook, and so nothing super huge going on over here, just kind of being a mom first and foremost, and then I get the privilege to coach people on the side, and now running some boot camps again. Prior to having the babies, and so it's been a huge transition and adjusting to have them. I mean, that's what life is like. All of us moms, it's rolling with the punches and adapting to each day, and just know, like, you can have a game plan, know that the game plan can change, and that's okay. I know for me, every day looks different. Every single day looks different, and I just I'd say too, just like find those 3 things every day that you, no matter what, you're going to get those in. They're your non-negotiables. Like, you're going to get, whether it's water or 5 minutes of breathing or a gratitude journal, or a walk. Just find those 3 things that you can commit to and start there.
Perfect. Easy and simple. I like it. Cool. Well, thanks, Chyrelle.
Well, thank you, Kayla.
Chat with y'all later. If you're watching or listening in, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.